Hello everybody, my name is Haven, and today I filmed a get ready with me for cheer tryouts, and I also gave you guys some of my favorite tips for cheer clinics and cheer tryouts. So if you want to see, then just keep watching. Alright, so I am going to start off by prepping my face with my Mario Badescu spray and doing some foundation. Alright, so I have my little handy dandy notebook of tips here. And the first tip that I wanted to talk to you guys about when it comes to cheer tryouts is all about your attitude. So the first part of attitude that is really important when trying out for cheer is confidence. Even if you're pretty shy, I'm not naturally a very extroverted person, but when you are trying out for cheer, they want to see that you're confident, they want to see that you're able to step up, you're able to be a leader. So some ways you can show your confidence is really calling cheers is a big one. Confidence is very important, and calling cheers shows that you have confidence and you're ready to be a leader. Another way you can show confidence is not being afraid to ask questions. If you didn't get, a dance move and you don't understand how to do that one step in the cheer or something, they usually ask whoever's teaching it to you, they'll ask, does anybody have questions? And a lot of people just stay silent because they're too afraid, they want to look like they have it all in the bag, but it really is important. They want you to ask questions. So if you have questions, don't be afraid to ask them, because it really does help. The next part of attitude that I think is really important when trying out for the cheer team is positivity. You really want to be as positive as you can, and showing kindness to others is really important because, believe it or not, the coaches and the people that are judging you will look at you and watch how you act during tryouts, not just, how you're doing, if you're getting all the dance moves down. They really do look at how you act, how you are, behaving with the other cheerleaders. If you're, arrogant, they really don't like that. They don't like if you're being mean to other people. They will take note of that because it does indicate to them how you're going to behave when you're on the team. And really, the last thing anybody wants is a cheerleader with a bad attitude, because I'm sure many people know there are a lot of those out there. So another part of being positive is making new friends. If you're going to a new school or if you're a freshman and you really don't know anybody, make new friends. It can't hurt. Most of those people are probably going to be on your team anyways, so it really does help if you, be friendly with them, introduce yourself, and, it goes the other way around too. If somebody is new and you have your little, established group of friends, don't be afraid to reach out. Don't be afraid to meet new people. Alright, this one sounds kind of cliche, but you always want to smile. Smile as much as you can. Smiling shows people that you have a good attitude. It shows people that you are, an approachable person. Definitely somebody that you would want on the cheerleading team. Smile not only when you're doing your dance or your cheer, you want to smile when you're talking to other people, when other people are talking to you. You just want to come across as friendly as a person as you can. And of course, don't make it fake. You never want to make it fake. But, if you have a resting, an RBF, then, you know what I'm talking about, ladies. You just want to, try and change that a little bit. Just be, a little more positive. Let your true personality show in your face is what I'm trying to say. Okay, tip number 2 has to do with your actual performance. And my first tip with performance is to always be sharp. Being sharp, if you don't know what that means, it means just being really tight in your motions. If you hit a high V, hit that high V. You don't want to be wiggly and loose. You just want to be it's almost like you're flexing your muscles. You want to be as tight as you possibly can. And that goes for when you're practicing too, not just in your tryout. You don't want to just, not really go for it just because you're practicing, just because, it's just the clinic, nobody's watching you. That's really not true. The coaches are looking, and they are paying attention to see who looks good and who doesn't. And trust me, they can tell. And I think being sharp is really important because even if you don't have, you know, the highest jumps or the best tumbling. You know, attitude, like I said, really does help that. But being sharp and, like, having good form, that really is, it matters more than, like, being a level 5 gymnast or something, you know? They will look at that and they will appreciate it. If you mess up when you're performing, and this goes for both the tryouts and practice, keep going. Don't, like, just stand there and, like, look confused, don't, like, outwardly show that you're angry with yourself for messing up. You know, you really just want to, if you miss a step or a few steps, it's okay. Just as long as you just keep going, you get right back into the swing of things. Alright, I'm going to go in with a gold highlighter. I tried this one in my Jaclyn Hill video, and I thought it would be too dark for me, but I actually really ended up appreciating how it looked. It's really pretty. Oh my, guys, I literally just dug my nail into here. There's brown shadow, like, all up in my nail. Oh, that was crazy. Okay, so anyway, I'm going in with my gold highlighter from the Carly Bible palette because my school's colors are green and gold, and this is a very pretty highlighter. So on to the next tip. Let's see. Where am I? Oh, alright, so my next tip is do not be afraid to go all out. So during practice and the tryouts, you really don't want to be afraid to show what you can do, you know? If, for example, I have a very loud voice, so when we're cheering, you know, everybody's like, let's go Hawks, and I'm like, I have such a loud voice that I feel uncomfortable. I'm like, I really feel like my voice, like, sticks out, and I hate it, but, like, honestly, that's something I've had to learn to live with. And you just can't be afraid. You just gotta go for it. You know, I try to shout as loud as I can because that's what they like to hear. And, you know, if you are a really good dancer and you've got the dance, like, down pat, do not be afraid to go all out with those dance moves just because, you know, most people aren't. Show your full ability, you know? And that kind of goes hand in hand with confidence. I think cheer tryouts, if you don't naturally have that much confidence, it really does help boost your confidence level, the whole experience. We are moving on to my third tip, which is to be creative. And I think making shirts is a really good example of this. If you just, you know, don't wear like a plain shirt. If you have the skills and the time, then go all out. Make your own, you know, school spirit shirt that has the colors on it. You know, glitter is always good. Of course, this tip really only counts if your school allows you to do it. Of course, you know, if you have like a certain white shirt and black Sophies that you are only allowed to wear during tryouts in the clinic, then of course wear that. But if you are allowed to wear whatever you want, I think making shirts is a really cute way to show that you are invested in school spirit. And, you know, you spend extra time making that. It might even get you a few bonus points on your tryout. The other thing you can do to be creative, I mean, there's tons of ways, but using face paint, glitter, those are all really good examples. Again, only if your school allows you to. But having cool creative makeup with your school colors, using little stickers. You know, the more the better, really. The more all out you go, the more you show that you're really invested. And, you know, you're taking your time into how you look. And you really care, you know? Alright, so that goes right into my next tip, which is your appearance. So when you are at the clinic and the actual day of tryouts, of course, your appearance is actually very important. So the first thing that our coach always asks us to do is have no flyaways, have your hair really neat. Basically just, they want your appearance to look very clean, very put together, not like you just rolled out of bed, obviously. But that usually it helps if you use hairspray. That really does help make your hair look clean, slicked back. You know, I think probably the biggest thing is just to follow the rules, follow what they want you to do. If they ask specifically for a high ponytail or a low ponytail, make sure to do that. If they ask specifically for not a lot of makeup, then be sure to follow that rule. Alright, I'm going to go for a gold lid today because, like I said, my colors are green and gold. So I think it's really cute, just a subtle way to show your school spirit. So my 5th tip is practice, practice, practice. I cannot stress this enough. I feel like the thing that always sets everybody apart is how much you practice, how well you know the material. I have a few tips that I always use when I practice that I feel like really help. And the first one is to actually record yourself doing the cheer, doing the dance, doing your jumps, whatever you have to do when you try out, and then watch it back, and you will really be able to see what you messed up on, what you need to improve. You can also show it to other people and get their opinions, say, did I look sharp enough on my high V? Did I hit that motion? Did I look uncomfortable? Instead of doing eyeliner today, I'm going to go for something kind of softer. I'm just going to smudge this black along my lash line. So the other part of the tip I had for practicing is to get together with other people. Get together with your friends, your siblings, and then ask them for their honest opinion, like you did with the video. Honestly, it really helps to not just be in it by yourself. Know that other people may catch things that you might not, because they're looking at it from a more objective point of view. And honestly, it is fun to practice with other people. It's a good experience. So my next tip is, if you have a little more time to practice and get ready for your tryouts, if it's not just coming up in a few days or a week or something, and that is to go to open gym or to go to classes. I know that my school has a back handspring requirement to make varsity, and that is something, if you don't have, would be really helpful to go to tumbling classes for a few months before tryouts, and hopefully you can get the back handspring or whatever skill you want to do at tryouts. I went ahead and did my brows off camera, and I am actually just going to pop some of this green on my lower lash line for an extra pop of color and some more school spirit. This is actually the exact shade of my school green, which I think is really cool. Okay, so the next tip I have, really one of the last, is to not get upset if you don't make the team. It really isn't the end of the world. You always learn from the experience, you make a few friends. The first year I tried out for the cheer team, I tried out for my middle school cheer team. I did not make the team, and I was literally so devastated. I cried. I was so upset because that'd been my dream my whole life, was to be a cheerleader, and I just was so excited, and I didn't even really consider that I wouldn't make the team. So when I did, it was a huge shock. But what I realized is that I needed to, step up my game. I needed to practice. So I joined my local competition cheer team, just level 1, just mid-season. And I really learned so much about cheerleading that I hadn't known before, because I'd never done it before. I'd only done gymnastics. And, I learned how to improve my jumps, how to improve my tumbling, how to work on being sharp. And the next year, I came back, I made the team. My coach asked me to come back and help lead cheer tryouts the next year, which was really amazing. It was awesome. So, the moral of the story is, don't be upset if you don't make it, because, you can always come back and try again. If you don't want to, that's fine too. That's absolutely fine. And, at the least, you had fun, you made some friends. And that brings me to my last tip, which is to always have fun. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I hope the tips helped, even if it was just a little bit. And yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!